All right, I want to give you an update on the incident that happened or began this morning around 4:50 a.m. when officers responded to the 3200 block of East Madison Street regarding a domestic violence situation. As we stated before, a female came out of the house running toward the officers with a gunshot wound. We've since learned that she had a gunshot wound to the lower back. Officers began to give her aid, at which time the suspect came out of the residence and fired upon the officer. One officer returned fire while the other two officers continued to give aid and was able to transport the victim, in this case, to an area hospital. She's currently in stable condition. Minutes ago, officers from our SWAT team and other surrounding agencies entered the residence where they found the suspect deceased in a bedroom area. It is unclear if he's deceased from a self-inflicted gunshot wound or if he was wounded in an exchange of gunfire with our police officers. Our FIT team is here doing the investigation, and we will let the medical examiner give us the cause and manner of death. What we know about the suspect is that he's a white male with the age of 53 with an extensive criminal history, which includes a conviction for a double homicide that occurred in the city of Seattle. He since served his time and was out. We do not have any recorded contact with him in the past couple of years. However, he does have a very, very violent past and a very violent history. As you saw behind me, this was an ongoing, ever-evolving situation. We tried several times to negotiate with him. Some of our partner and agencies had a drone trying to determine whether we could see or communicate with him. We know that he fired his weapon at that particular drone. We know that he was very upset. We know that he was throwing furniture and moving about the residence, which is why we decided that we would negotiate with him and not breach the entirety of it until we determine what happened. And so we had no contact with him for about an hour. And so officers developed a plan to use our robots, some of our robots and some of the robots from our partner and agencies to move the obstructions that he had placed. We know that once we got in, we were able to see him unresponsive. He was not moving. We then breached with an incendiary device, explosive device. He didn't move, and so we then went in and determined that he was deceased. Again, we do not know if it was from a self-inflicted gunshot wound or from the exchange of gunfire with our officers. But what we do know is that we had two situations going on at the same time. One here, one at Pritchard Beach. And they both involved or began with a domestic violence incident. And in both cases, officers showed up and saved two lives. One life was saved here today with the female that was transported with the gunshot wound, and the other life of a victim who was being choked by her partner. So this was a dangerous morning for us. It was a morning where our officers really had to be on point like they always are, work together as a team, and I am glad that none of our officers were hurt. There's no more danger, we believe, to our community at this time. The road will still be closed for a while because now we go into the investigation phase. We want to make sure that we can do a complete and thorough investigation of both scenes, and as soon as that is over, we will release the road and resume the normal flow of traffic. I will take a few questions if I can ask, but remember, this is now an open and active investigation.
What if any, can you share about the communication you had with him? What did you say to him? What did he say to you?
Sure, negotiators just try to make contact with him, try to let him know that he needs to give up his weapon, he needs to come out. He was obviously not willing to do that. He expressed that he was not willing to come out, but that doesn't stop negotiators. I was a negotiator for 10 years of my career, one of the best jobs I've ever had. And what you try to do is keep that rapport or build that rapport to let the person know to put your weapon down and come out, and so you will be taken into custody.
How did the gunman and this victim know each other?
How did
they know each other? The gunman and this woman.
Girlfriend?
Yes, it was a domestic partner relationship.
And was he shooting at you guys when you were trying to help her?
That is correct. The officers took gunfire as they were trying to help her because she ran out when she saw the police.
What kind of gun did he have?
I do not know. I know it was a handgun.
Do you know how many times he
Go ahead.
to this extensive history?
Sure. What I can tell you is that he was arrested and convicted for a double homicide in the late 90s. He served his time and got out, we believe, around 2017, and has been back in Seattle since that time.
Was that
So
also
you-
related to domestic violence?
It was not.
You knew what you were coming into because you.
We did not know that, no. This is information that we discovered while trying to communicate with him.
Do we know how many times officers shot at him?
We do not know. We never say that until we have the investigation. We never do that. So I'll take one more and then I'll go.
How dangerous was the situation? I mean, he's
Th-
firing
This
in
is
the air,
this
he's
is a
firing at
situ-
officers.
This is probably one of the most dangerous things that we do is go to domestic violence incidents. People have their emotions heightened, and then to get here and then to encounter someone who's running out, who has been shot, so you know there's a weapon involved, and then as you're trying to give her help, you're trying to do what we do, which is try to save lives, give medical attention first, you begin to take gunfire. And so although this situation was ever evolving, I do believe that the officers saved 2 lives today, 1 life here and 1 life in Pritchard Beach. And so I want to thank all the officers from surrounding agencies, our fire, our EMS, anyone behind me, too numerous to name, that came together to make sure that we could do what we do, which is try to bring this to some resolution and return this amazing community, this amazing neighborhood back to safety. Again, 2 lives saved today by the actions of our police officers. Thank you.
What's this guy's name?